19 on the Derby qualifying list is Spinoff, trained by Todd Pletcher. To me, this is one of the more interesting horses going forward, not just for Saturday, because from a raw talent standpoint, I think a case can be made that Spinoff is as talented, if not more talented, than the vast majority of this field of 20. The problem I have with him is I just think he's so lightly raced, and I've said it for a few of these horses already. I think he's an incomplete, sort of unfinished project. I don't doubt that there's ability here. I just wonder what's going to happen when you got 170,000 people to deal with, when you got 19 other horses that you need to run against. Are you going to be able to put it all together? Is this the time that you're going to put it all together? That seems unlikely, and from a wagering standpoint, I'm not going to talk anybody off of a horse that might be 30 to 1. But Spinoff, to me, I just don't want to be banking on him putting it all together on Saturday. I do like his prospects going forward, though. So I can't show the Louisiana Derby, but we will take a look at the chart and the way that that race was run. And the reason that I think he's a little bit sort of on the incomplete side, I picked him this day in the Louisiana Derby. I thought he ran just fine until basically the final eighth of a mile. And it looked like as they're turning for home, Spinoff's going to win for fun. And you see, he just doesn't quite finish as well as a horse like By My Standards. Now, as far as the way the race was run, yes, he was ahead of By My Standards, a little bit closer to the pace. I didn't think the pace was electric. I thought he sat a pretty comfortable trip in the grand scheme. When he was set down, it looked like he was going to go off and win for fun. And he was not embarrassed to stay. Don't get me wrong. He only lost by 3/4 of a length, and they're 5 lengths clear of the rest of the field. But I didn't love that it seemed like he was a little bit on the green side, and he was green in this race at Tampa Bay Downs when he absolutely pounded a field. He looked good doing it, but he still seemed green. And to me, I do wonder if he's that kind of horse that, you know what, when it's all said and done, maybe he's one of the top 5 horses coming out of this race going forward for races like the Travers, for races like the Pennsylvania Derby, and big races going forward. I just wonder about the Kentucky Derby. I may use him underneath. Heck, who knows? Maybe I'll convince myself to use him even more than just underneath. But that's been kind of a theme for me. If you've listened or watched all of these previews of these horses, these contender profiles, the idea that I don't want a horse that I don't think is all finally put together. That's not suggesting they're going to be, this is what they will be at this point, because it's still very early in many of these horses' career. But I just want a horse that I feel like I can rely on, that they're not going to throw a fit. That's all I'm looking for. And a horse like Spinoff, I'm not totally convinced that we're there yet. But from a talent standpoint, I think there's a real case to be made that he is as talented, if not more so, than the vast majority of this field. Spinoff is a very interesting candidate in here for the Derby on Saturday for Todd Pletcher.